What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Walter Twomey, representing Neo Defective Gaming, aka Neo Defective. You can find me over on twitch.tv/Neo Defective, streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. Those nights being the demon hours, usually early AM hours, freaky deaky hours for those crazy people. Today is September 29th, 2021, and some pretty interesting news this week. Let's get right into it. So Hot Wheels Unleashed is going to be released September 30th, which is in about 20 minutes from now when this video finally drops. So the reviews have been more or less all over the place. We got 8s, we got 9s, but right now sitting pretty on Metacritic at 74. From what I'm seeing, there is a lot of attention to detail to these die-cast cars we all grew up playing and chugging at our parents when they told us to go to bed early. But more often than not, if you were lucky, if you were a lucky kid, and I wasn't one of those kids, you had one of the tracks. You had the loop, the single loop. That was all the kids wanted. You didn't ask for it. You were just, your parents gave it to you, or they didn't. And my parents didn't. They got me crap that I asked for, and I never knew what I always wanted was a Hot Wheels track. Just a track with a loop in it. But my son has that, and so that's important. So this review video was brought to you by IGN. They're pretty much saying that they're giving it a 9 out of 10, saying that it is actually one of the most attention to detail, gorgeous games that you can possibly play right now. I mean, from what I've seen from this video, you can see a lot of the tape bubbles when you actually tape the tracks that you don't actually properly secure with your thumbs. The bubbles are actually popping up in the track if you actually slow it down, go into photo mode. The actual models of the vehicles will have scrapes and thumbprints of, like, say, children that are playing with them. The die cast or the bottom of them have the serial number and dates that they were made. They even have rare models of these cars. It looks like a solid racer. I know it's a very arcadey racer, but that shouldn't hold anybody back. I mean, this is probably a solid game. A lot of people are saying that it's a good game. It's fun. I mean, considering this is more akin to like Ridge Racer and Need for Speed, probably even Burnout, people are gonna want to play and pick up and give a shot. It's probably not for everybody. This is very much a niche game. But the fact that if you love Hot Wheels and nostalgia is your thing, right now I'm at that perfect place in life where nostalgia is always my thing. It looks interesting. It looks like a game that if somebody was, bestowing upon me, I'd probably play the crap out of it on stream. Remember, twitch.tv/Neo Defective. But it looks fantastic. Look at the gameplay. I think you can only really appreciate this game if you were to go into picture mode and slow it down and actually look at the details, maybe even the environments. Like, look, we have a dolly holding up a tote. That's probably awesome. Then you can also change some of the decals and things like that. And look, you have the plastic. Right now, my son collects a lot of these things, so I see these things often. They're all over the house. I don't step on them, luckily, because he keeps them nice and sheltered in a specific location where we have like a mat and we have the tracks. I got him the loop. So this is all going to be pretty much, it's going to be hitting the parental nerves if there is one. It's probably up here and somewhere in here, really, really deep down there in the cockles of my heart. The darkest, deepest cockles of my heart. It looks great. I mean, I would suggest if you're definitely into nostalgia, pick this one up. Let's move on to the next one. So HBO tweeted out the first image of the live action TV show they're going to be doing of The Last of Us. Now, this is actually going to have Pedro Pascal as the lead actor playing Joel, and Bella Ramsey from the Game of Thrones series playing Ellie. There's also a couple of other follow-up characters I'm not really too familiar with. I'm sure I've seen them in other shows recently. I mean, I watch a lot of Netflix and things like that, and HBO. But I mean, this is an HBO exclusive show, and them tweeting out this beautiful image right here shows like they're going to be doing some kind of justice. Also, Neil Druckmann, the writer, is on board. I think he's going to be directing a couple episodes as well, which shows some pretty much promise. I mean, they're going to, try to Hollywood the crap out of this story. They're going to have, it's already an over the top things. I mean, why get mad if they change some things? There's going to be certain elements that I'm sure fans are going to gripe and complain about. There's always something. Like nothing can ever be perfect. But I think this is going to be one of those shows. It's going to be more forgiving. I mean, they're adapting something that is beloved to us. On top of that, The Last of Us 2, if people are going to complain about The Last of Us 1 or The Last of Us show being something of a problem, again, it's not even out yet. But if they're going to say that it's a problem, well, remember, keep those same feelings. I want to see you guys keep those same feelings when you said The Last of Us 2 wasn't your bag. When you said Ellie would never do this, or Joel would never do this, or why would the writers do this? Well, remember that it's not your story to tell. Last of Us 2 wasn't your story to tell, so you don't get to choose if certain characters live and die. Let's just keep that out there, right? Remember, keep that same energy when you see the Last of Us show come on and you're like, oh, you're the biggest Last of Us fan, but you hated the Last of Us 2, which makes no sense. But the show is also crap because it's not honoring what the games was. Come on. I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. I'm already predicting the future, you know. Call me Mystic Neo because I predict these things, all right? So I'm just saying, keep that same energy. I think the show's gonna be good, especially when you got the talent on board, such as Neil Druckmann and Pedro Pascal. Come on, Pedro really hasn't gone wrong. I mean, yeah, you can say you could say Wonder Woman was, you know, a bad movie, the most recent one, 1984, I think it was. But they're just working with what they're given. I would say Gal Gadot, being the heroine, kind of had more to hold on her shoulders than Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal looked like he was having fun in that movie. As crappy as the movie as it was, it looked like he was having a good time. He was all in on that character. He leaned in heavy on the very comic-y aspects. So I expect him to go heavy as a character like Joel. And he's also, you know, the Mandalorian. When Pedro Pascal kissed Baby Yoda, you're gonna tell me you didn't weep just a little bit? Just shed a little bit of man and woman tears and let them fall into your shirt and tuck it up and be so shocked that you saw the other events that happened. The man can hold his own when it comes to acting. He is the actor's actor. We've seen him do the crazy things on Game of Thrones and have multiple personalities as far as carrying the weight of certain issues when he goes and does his filming. So there was a recent leak over at the PlayStation store. This seems to always happen. There's always a leak ahead of time, whether they want to or not. But this one's coming from Polygon, from Owen S. Good. We got 3 games coming for October. I think it's going to be October 5th, and one of them is being PGA Tour 2K21 and Mortal Kombat X. And then I think one more game, which is, Hell Let Loose, which is making its console debut onto the PlayStation 5. So these are going to be, yes, like I said, October 5th. Now, none of these games really interest me, per se. I know Mortal Kombat X is out there. I actually have Mortal Kombat X on my PC. So, but the other 2 games really don't grab my interest. There's just too much on my shelves right now. Too many games in my backlog. So I can't really say that all these games are going to be something that are going to interest me. But for those out there that love their golf, that love hitting they're getting their strokes on, and maybe that was worded incorrectly. That love a handicap, that game might be for you. If you love a nice first-person shooter, I think, which is what Hell Let Loose is, that's gonna definitely be for you. But for me, you know, Mortal Kombat X, surprisingly, I'm not I follow the FGC, but I'm not FGC heavy. I would say is more of my bag anyway, because I love the story. The stories, as cheesy and crazy as they are over there at NRS, I mean, they make great stories. They made a story that so far has captivated me and has no business being as good as it is in Injustice. And then you have Injustice 2, which is a story which is fantastic. Come on, guys. Like, why even try to say that they can't make a good, solid story? And the only thing I can say about some of these games, the only thing I can say about Mortal Kombat X, as far as the gameplay aspect, is that NetherRealm Studios never likes to let the characters have a good old bread and butter. They always want to change the inputs. They always want to change the aspects of the characters, or add more move lists, or create multiple styles. And so, just, you know, make it condensed. Condense it down. Make it less of all the different moves. And I think, it might pique the interest more of the casual consumer, if that's what you're going for. I mean, I think the casual consumer more often than not is going to buy it for the violence and the gore anyway. So who am I to talk? I'm just saying, that's just me nitpicking. So that's been it for me today. You can catch me probably either today or tomorrow or the next day, either streaming. Actually, I gotta do that right now. I gotta stream right now. So I got a few minutes to go. Remember, twitch.tv/neodefective. Right now, we're also doing a Pocky challenge. If we can reach 10 subscribers, I'm gonna be pretty much taking one of those that one chip challenge. All right, guys, you know what it is. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on the most recent video so you can be entered to win the Corsair HS70 set of cans that are compatible with any console and your PC. If we can do this by October 8th and reach the milestone of 1,000 subs, sirs, ladies, this is gonna go out to one lucky winner. And I hope that's you. I wish I can give a pair to everybody, but I can't. And if we can reach that goal, that 1,000 sub goal, again, looking kind of shady, looking dicey, I don't know. But if we can reach that goal, the next stretch goal, which I have yet to announce because I don't know if we're gonna reach this one. I gotta set my priorities, would be a Nintendo Switch OLED, which is set to release on October 8th as well. And that's gonna go out to a lucky subscriber who can comment on that most recent video. So let's go, guys. Help me get there, and I'm trying to help the community grow. If you've been here, you know what it is. Stay dirty, humans.